Watch this. When I scroll down, the keyboard doesn't just move. The keycaps lift off, the switches separate, and the internal layers break apart in 3D. You can literally see how the keyboard is put together as you scroll. This looks like one of those high-end product launch websites that companies like Apple and Nothing usually spend thousands of dollars on. But here's the part that actually matters. I built this entire website in under 10 minutes completely for free using a simple workflow with Google AntiGravity. I'm not using any drag and drop website builder here or coding the entire thing from scratch. This is AntiGravity at its best, generating real production level code, and in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to build this website from scratch. You can do this with any kind of product, not just keyboards, and at the end, I'll even leave all the prompts I'm going to use in the description below. Let's get started. The first thing that you need to understand is that a lot of people just jump straight into code and try to build the scroll animations first. So before we even touch AntiGravity and start building the 3D keyboard website, we need to prep the assets. Now, to do all of that, we'll be using two different Google AI tools, Whisk and Flow. Whisk is what we'll be using to generate our keyboard images, and Flow is what we'll use to animate those images in a short video. So let's start by opening Google Labs, and inside Labs, open Whisk. When Whisk loads, look over on the left side of the screen and you'll see a tiny arrow icon there. Click on that to expand the panel. Once it opens up, you'll notice that Whisk gives you three different prompt boxes. For this step, we're only going to use the one called subject, so you can just ignore the other two for now. In the subject field, start with a very simple prompt. This isn't meant to generate the final image yet, it's only there to clearly define what we're about to build. Think of it as setting the direction before doing any serious visual work. And then click on generate. Again, don't worry, I'll leave all the prompts below so you can just copy and paste them here. Once you see an option like this, we can treat that image as our starting point. Now we'll paste in our prompt to generate the very first frame. This will create the starting image for our animation. Next, we need an end frame. So in the same subject field, adjust the prompt and generate another image for the keyboard. This second image should feel like a different moment in time. Maybe a slightly different angle, a bit more zoomed out, or a shifted perspective. If the result isn't quite right, regenerate it and tweak the prompt again. Even small changes in the prompt can make a big difference here. Once you're happy with both images, download them to your device, and before moving on, rename them right away so things don't get confusing later on. Call one of the image the start frame and the other end frame. This will make the next steps much easier to follow. Now that we have our start and end frames, it's time to animate them. For that, open Google Flow. Once you're inside the Flow dashboard, click on New Project, and you'll see a prompt area in the center of the screen. Click there and Flow will show you a few different options. As we want to turn images into a video, select the option called Frames to Video. After selecting that, you'll see two plus icons. This is where we upload our images. First, add the start frame and then add the end frame. Once both images are in place, you can write a short prompt describing how the animation should behave. You can mention things like smooth movement, depth, a subtle camera push, or a premium cinematic feel. Then hit enter and let Flow generate the animation. Give it a few minutes, and when the video is ready, play it once and make sure the motion feels clean and natural. If it feels too aggressive or too flat, regenerate it with a slightly adjusted prompt. Once you are happy with the final result, download the video and rename it clearly so you know this is the final animation. Now this next part is really important. We don't add this video directly to the website because if we do, it can cause performance issues and make the site feel laggy. Instead, we can convert this video into an image sequence, which is what allows us to create a super smooth scroll-based animation on the web. To do that, open Google and search for something like MP4 to image converter. Open any reliable tool like this one here and upload your video. Choose JPG as the output format and run the conversion. Once it finishes, download all the images and you'll usually get a folder or a zip file with numbered frames. Create a new folder on your system, move all those images into it, and give the folder a clear name so you know exactly what it's for. Also, make sure the images stay in the correct order. Don't rename them randomly because AntiGravity will rely on that sequence to animate everything properly. With that done, we now have everything ready. The start frame, the end frame, and a full image sequence created from our animation. Now we can go back to AntiGravity and actually start building the 3D keyboard website using these assets. But before we start this part, make sure you already have a basic website set up inside AntiGravity. If you don't have one yet, don't worry at all. I've already covered that in a separate video here. It's a really simple setup where you can just copy and paste a single prompt and AntiGravity generates the base website for you. Make sure you watch that first because in this video, we're not starting from scratch, we're building directly on top of that base. Once you have your basic website ready, we can move on to creating the actual 3D website. Inside AntiGravity, the first thing you'll do is upload the entire folder that contains the image sequence we created earlier. Make sure you upload the full folder, not individual images, because AntiGravity needs the whole sequence to understand how the animation should work. After that, add a prompt asking AntiGravity to generate the rest of the website files around this animation. This one really important thing that we need to be clear about in this prompt. AntiGravity doesn't automatically know that this is supposed to be a scroll triggered animation. So we have to explicitly mention it. In your prompt, clearly say that this website uses scroll based animation that is driven by the image sequence you just uploaded. It tells AntiGravity to wire everything properly and correctly. Once that's mentioned, AntiGravity will generate the website files with the scroll logic set up properly. Now, if something doesn't work exactly the way you expect it to, don't stress about it. This is where AntiGravity really shines for web designers. Just describe the problem clearly in the prompt box. For example, if the scroll feels too fast, or if the animation doesn't sync properly with scrolling, or if the frames feel jumpy, you can simply explain that to AntiGravity, and the AI model is surprisingly good at understanding these kinds of issues, and most of the time it fixes them within a few minutes. After that, scroll through the website and test everything properly. It might take a few retries and explaining things to AntiGravity to get your desired output, but trust me, you'll get there. And if you want to publish this website on WordPress, I've already made a separate video that walks you through the exact process step by step. It's super straightforward, so make sure you watch that next.